Yo. The fuck was that? Since all I do is dying. Making different noises. Alright, that's what's up. I'm back. Yeah, man. I mean, we're back as a group. But I'm back from vacation. It's showing us to NJ Brick City. Slaycation. Slaying. Mind your business. James and a giant peach killer.
James and the giant Yeeks killer.
Oh,
I'm getting good at this, guys.
You are.
Slapped in Jack Sparrow.
Give him my flesh arrow.
Yeah. That sounds
You
painful.
went deep sea diving, G.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
But yeah, we're back. Oh shit, it was Joe. What's up, Joe?
2 weeks in a row, Joe.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
I thought I missed Sean again, but it's alright.
Ooh,
Hope you had a good time,
inspired.
Sean. Welcome back, brother.
I appreciate that.
Was deep sea diving face first?
Oh my, lions and tigers and bears.
I mean,
Did you have a snorkel on?
Oh shit!
not in essence.
Would you take?
Oh.
Not in essence. I'm just saying.
Would you drown in it?
That just made me think about face sitting videos.
I mean, it did a little something. Let me stop, yo.
Yeah.
Ew, but that's gargling. What the fuck?
Maybe you was drowning. I don't know.
Ooh.
Okay, us.
I mean that is the point.
Yeah.
Treading water.
Take the wheel, Gina.
Not yet treading water. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm back, man. You know, came back from vacation. Feel nice and rested, and ready to take on the world and all that other stuff. But you know, yeah. Not really, I guess, because I'm still, you know, like
Back at work.
well, it's not that. It's like reality is finally hit, and I'm like, oh fuck.
That's that post-vacation slump. You need a vacation for your vacation before
I
you
do.
get back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then when does it stop?
I don't know. Shit.
It never does.
I'm trying to get to the point where my money make money, so I can always be on vacation.
Oh shit. Okay.
No, that's right.
All right now. Preach.
Shit.
But how was everybody's week? I'll get to mine afterwards. 'Cause I got a lot.
Ooh, shit.
Okay.
My week, it's been pretty cool, you know, doing a lot of work. I also decided that I wanted, did I tell you this? That I wanted to be an expert markswoman?
Oh,
What?
Oh, yeah. So at first, I was just going to get my concealed gun license, but then
Yeah, I remember that part.
Now she's
I
about to be an
thought,
assassin.
yeah, I was, no, not an assassin, but close enough. I can't be an assassin because I have loved ones, and I feel like you can't be a successful
Yeah, you're
assassin
right,
with
you're
people close to you. I'm not willing to give that up, but I feel like it would be really cool to do like competitions and stuff with different guns.
Yeah,
And maybe
some
knives.
hardcore
Who
shit.
knows?
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I go to like my first class March the 5th, I think. It's not a shooting class though. It's just like the beginning part. So you learn how to clean a gun, take a gun apart, like safety shit, all that stuff. So
This shaft.
moving forward, yeah. So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be super dope. Yeah. Outside of that, life's been pretty basic.
Okay. Joe.
Sounds pretty good. So it's a good week, busy time period. You know, anniversary week before that.
Hey.
Wife's birthday day before that. Daughter's birthday this past week.
Ain't your birthday coming too?
Yep, mine. February's a busy time. We
Hey.
have two children in each March and April. March and January were birthdays. Mine, my daughter's was 15th, Valentine's Day. So it was a busy time frame. Everything's going really super well, you know. Just everything's kind of coming together, you know. After the baby's been the main objective for the past year, and will continue to be a major objective. But the first year is very intensive with that, of course. And just catching up on the shows. That show I've seen this week, which is great, was a Malcolm X documentary.
Oh my God, I started watching that last night.
That shit was phenomenally done. I didn't have high hopes at first. The first episode, like, he can't be hitting. He's not gonna hit everything that he needs to hit, and he actually hit every fucking thing he needed to hit. He didn't miss a mark on that one, so it was phenomenal. But that's about it. Yeah.
I had a okay week. I went, I wasn't here for Valentine's Day or whatever, but I got my mom some wine and shit for her birthday, for Valentine's Day and chocolate. I got myself a bottle of a sweet red wine.
I love sweet reds.
What's it called?
Something Imperial. They make it in, I think they make it in North Carolina.
Is it in a blue bottle?
No, it's a red.
Oh, okay.
It's a red bottle. And, when I went to Total Wine, the guy suggested, he said that's their best selling red wine. So,
I love Total Wines too.
I tried it just on the whim. I've never been big on wine, you know what I'm saying? I guess I've tried the big alcoholics. Damn. I need to start fucking that wine, bro.
There's another one called Stella Rosa, and they have like black, red, white, all of that. But all of it is like sweet. It kind of tastes like soda.
Did
like
you
can
say
really
Stella Rosa?
Stella Rosa, yeah. Yeah. Everybody, it tastes like soda.
Yeah.
It tastes like soda. That's one of Breeda's favorite wines.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stella Rosa.
So I'm trying to get on my wine too. I'm trying to explore wine a little bit more, slow down on the liquor.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know how true it is. They say wine is healthy.
Yeah. Good for you.
I mean, as long as it's not in excess, yeah. The reds are better than like whites or blushes though. So.
Yeah, I prefer the reds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to another spot called Tacos for Life.
Okay.
For the first time, I had been seeing it, but back when I had my afternoon shift, so they closed at 9, so I wasn't able to go there. But I checked it out Tuesday. Very nice variety of tacos they got. Like you can get a fried chicken taco to a crab cake taco.
You get a crab cake taco.
You can get a crab cake taco. Of course, they got the mahi mahi. They got pretty much they got a tofu taco. Any kind of meat.
Tacos for life.
They got tacos for whatever kind of palate you got. You don't eat meat. They got vegetarian. If you like
they got
seafood.
like some barbecue or something, like barbecue shrimp or something like that.
They got firecracker shrimp.
Okay.
Oh, wait, cut it out. Damn, bro.
Firecracker shrimp. They got a chicken bacon ranch taco. I'm like, yo.
That's a wrap.
But I appreciated the variety of tacos.
Yeah.
It's like they had tacos for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Bro, why the fuck you come
That's
back
dope.
here playing that shit?
I can't hear you.
And it's called. He did the. Oh
Do
my
you want to?
God.
I think you take these back.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, tacos for life. Where is it?
By Concord Meals.
Oh, okay.
They might have another one in the city, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't do that part.
But what it is weekend?
Yeah, if you look at the menu, you'll see a
Saturday,
wide
Sunday.
variety of tacos. It's pretty dope. So that's it for me, pretty much.
Okay. Oz?
Do y'all really want to know?
No.
Oh damn.
No, I don't.
You want to know what the Oz was doing?
The Oz.
Yeah.
Oh
What?
my. He said the Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
Shut up.
It was good until you did the pause in between the
Yeah,
wizards.
your timing is horrible.
That's what makes it a classic. Anyway.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Anyway. My week was fun filled. Took my dog to the groomers. He messed up all over my, carpet.
He still got shitty problems?
Nah, he's good now.
Oh.
But early in the beginning of the week, he was still bad, but he's getting way better now. When I helped Yolanda install her ring system today.
What?
She had the ring system.
Oh, you talking about what's the name? Okay.
Where is the fun part?
Do I always have a fun
You just
no,
said you
you
had
don't.
lots of fun. That's what you said.
You really don't. You really don't.
I never say I have fun. There's nothing fun about life.
Oh, okay.
All right, man.
All right.
I'm not done. Let me just talk. I listen. I'm doing this to. I need
God. I think this is going in a direction that we didn't take where to go to.
I thought this was friends, you know, we could just, you know, let all their, you know, issues that we had.
I don't really like you like that.
You don't really like me like that. Alright. Oh, but, that's it.
Hey, quickly, I just looked up the Tacos for Life, and when you buy a meal, they donate a meal to like hungry children somewhere.
Oh yeah, they do that.
I'm hungry.
So that's cool.
You saw the menu?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I'm hungry.
Oh, you can order online. Sorry. Go ahead, Sean. How was your week?
All right. So for people who didn't know or listen or even care, I wasn't here last week. I was out of country, out of state, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? Like
out of land.
What? You're at sea.
Yeah. I mean, there was some land somewhere.
Lord.
Okay. Just fuck my joke up. Go ahead.
Exactly. That's what, yeah, fuck you. So yeah. Last week I went to the Bahamas, Carnival cruise, which is funny because a lot of people, I guess they frown their nose on cruises, which I don't know why, but you know, shit is dope as fuck.
Because coronavirus. Anyway,
like that. No, it wasn't even that. I'm talking about before that though.
Yeah, I know it's funny.
But so what ended up happening is like this, we were leaving to go to Jacksonville on Sunday because the boat was leaving on Monday. Mm-hmm. So before we even did that, you know, like that Saturday, we just kind of chilled, relaxed, got everything packed, bought everything that we needed to get. Woke up that Sunday, got, you know, on the road, went to Jacksonville, got to Jacksonville in great time, which was awesome. Explored a little bit, man. It was nice because we stayed at nice hotels. It was very nice. Went to this Irish pub that was down there. I think it was called Callahan's or something like that. Mm-hmm. But the food was so fucking good. Like they had the y'all ever had like a Reuben before?
Yeah. No, I don't fuck with them.
Them shit slap by themselves. So they had like Reuben egg rolls.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that blew your fucking mind.
Oh, you were saying something?
Yeah.
Oh.
So instead of having like Thousand Island dressing, they had like this
$1,000,000 dressing.
No, they had this Chipotle mustard or something like that. That shit was good as fuck. T had the bangers and mash, which was good as hell. Bangers and mash.
What's bangers?
Wow.
Oh, she did.
What's bangers?
Throw me the oop, man. You throwing me the oop, man. Yeah. I'm trying to let you get your story out, but you really trying to throw me the oop.
I was really just trying to figure out what it was.
Smash,
bro.
Oh,
yeah. She got the gravy on it, though. That made me great.
Oh, God.
Ew, wait. You know, say we all stayed at the same hotel. We basically left at the same time for the most part. That Monday, wake up, hop on the shuttle, go to the port. I'm walking in, and you know, this old lady, she comes up, she's like, "Oh, you know, just have to ask you some questions before you get on board." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Have you been to China lately?" I'm like,
they are not playing.
I told you.
I'm like,
they did have to evacuate some cruise ship.
Yes, they actually two.
Yeah, Japanese one there. Japanese.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll talk.
Yeah, so I'm like, nah, I ain't did that.
Nah.
I ain't did that. But
they're gonna really be trying to go to China.
Exactly. Like there's really nothing out there for me. So made it onto the boat with no problems, honestly. And it's weird because
So wait, if you had said yes, would she have been like, "Sorry"? You
yeah, it's probably like, "All right, get your nigger ass out of here, nigger."
How you
know,
like, how you know you couldn't been lying about that shit?
Exactly.
I mean, all they can do with that is ask.
Exactly. All they can do is ask. I'm like, nah. Scratch, cough. Like, nah. Exactly. So, like a quick side note. Like with us working with security, and then I look at their security, I was like, yo, they shit is trash as fuck.
Really?
Bruh.
I figured.
Hella laxed. I was like, oh my God.
Got bomb
Yeah, bro. I'm looking like, oh, y'all not even looking. I was like, I'm looking at them on the X-ray. I'm like, because we got the same X-rays. I'm looking like, oh, y'all fucking trash. I'm like, oh, let me get my shit. So I get to the cabin. It was very nice. It wasn't super big, but we had a nice we had a view of the ocean. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that was perfect. I didn't need a balcony or nothing like that, but the view of the ocean was awesome. So did that, put everything down. And the one thing I did hate is like you have to go through this like safety meeting shit or something like that, which takes like 45 minutes or some shit.
Oh yeah.
So the fucked up part is they tell everybody, they'll make an announcement. Everybody head to whatever part, like what deck you need to go to for the meeting. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a certain deck that they have to go to. So we're all there and we're all waiting for motherfuckers and like yeah, we're waiting for these people and this and that. So they're calling these people by name. And then you see these two black people, they're like, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm like, why niggas gotta be fucking late, bro? Like, late.
Are you late and you on the boat?
Thank you! What the fuck else you got to do?
They probably wasn't gonna come, and then they was like,
and niggas like, bro, you're not gonna fuck it up for us.
Damn.
Like, bring your ass, bro. So, we go through that. You know what I'm saying? So, we go through that, and then it's like, all right, now it's time to get to fun and all that shit. We go get some drinks. Which is funny because we're sitting there and like, I want to say like 5 dudes, servers or whatever, just walking past us, right? Every single time they saw us, would you like to get this rum punch? Would you like some rum punch? Would you like some rum punch? It got to a point I wanted to tell them like, nigga, I don't want no motherfucking rum punch, Carl. Like, stop asking me. But I'm like, man, y'all, yeah.
And after you said they were done, you like,
rum punch? So no rum punch or maybe like
something else.
Yes, no.
Bro, they kept asking. We like, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank. Like one after another. Like, say he just walked past me, I said no, thank you. Right behind him, rum punch, bro. I just told him no.
They trying to get you fucked up.
Quick.
You know what?
What's up?
Now I know when I go on a cruise, I'm gonna get a shirt made that says I don't want no damn rum.
I don't want no damn rum punch.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, bro.
I
was
like
like, come on, guys.
I mean, if it's anything like TSA, there's gonna be signed. You can have the sign, but they ain't gonna read it.
Yeah, you're right. But a lot of them were Filipino, so I mean, they probably read English, but
no, they.
I have in Filipino. I have in multiple languages.
Yeah, I mean, you speak English.
Yeah,
I don't know, but like I said, did all that. That was fun. Got some drinks. Got some food. The food was awesome. Like I've never.
I think it's the first time I've ever heard anyone say that this food was good.
The food was good, man. I was like, damn, this is some good ass food. And I had to get used to the fact of I'll eat and I'm looking for somewhere to put my plate. Like, all right, where do I take my plate to, put it somewhere so they, it's not on the table. And they're like, no, just leave it there. And I'm like,
it was like buffet style.
I guess, yeah. I mean, they had a buffet there, but they also had like Guy Ferry. They had his burger joint. They had a lot of like little sandwich spot. They had pizza spot. They had a lot of shit in like one area. Mm-hmm. And I'm just looking like I wasn't raised to not clean up my dishes, so this is new to me. So I was like, all right, I left it. I'm looking around like, is he gonna pick this shit up? Like, oh, he got it. Oh shit! I was like, all right, cool. We lit now. Let's go. So all in all, like I said, we did a lot of relaxing, chilling. Spent a good bit of time in the casino because that shit was lit. You know what I'm saying? T won some money. She won $450. So I was like, oh, shit, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Like, they got to get yeah, exactly. Yeah. There you go.
Because he don't do it right.
He don't do it right. He really don't. Like, shut up. I won. We did a couple of raffles and stuff like that. I won. At first, I won a topaz stone, a 5-carat topaz stone. Cool. Mm-hmm. I think they said the shit is worth because when I went to go pick it up, I'm like, how much is this worth? They were like, oh, it's like $300 or $400. I was like, okay, that's what's up. Mm-hmm. Then I won.
Ownership.
You heard?
Hey,
You heard? So,
you live at, dog.
Exactly. So I also won a steak dinner because like in the dining room when you go there for lunch, dinner around 8 o'clock, they have like a menu that you can always choose from, and all this stuff is free. But they do have like steakhouse type stuff, that you have to pay for, and I won that for 2. So I was like, all right, that's cool. Like I got that also. The dope part about like the being in the dining room is like we're always assigned this one waiter, and he's assigned to like 3 or 4 tables. And the dude, like, I walk up, he's like, Sean, Dieta. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga know our names. So I was like, and then, you know, every night after that, he always had, like, I had ordered lemonade, and that's all I really wanted. And he always had a lemonade waiting for me when I would come to dinner. And then the one night I didn't go to dinner, he was like, oh, I had your lemonade waiting right here. I was waiting for you. I was like, oh, man. Because he was Filipino. So I was like, oh, okay, my bad, bro. His name's Ariel. Shout out to him, yo. Like, that dude was dope as fuck.
So wait, he's on a cruise and his name was Ariel?
Yep.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
Inside joke.
Yeah. The food, like I said, was delicious. I had the fucking frog legs. That shit was good as fuck. Like,
tastes like chicken, right?
Yeah, exactly like chicken.
It's just the fact that it's frog legs.
Bro, the crazy part is if you don't tell somebody that's frog, they're gonna be like, damn, that was some good ass chicken. Nah, that was frog.
Yeah,
what?
Because when I tried that shit, I was like, this is scary.
It tastes just like chicken.
I mean, but it still looked like frog legs.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how they cook it.
Yeah. If they cook it like the way I had it,
It looked like wings.
I know, I saw your picture.
Yeah.
It looked like frog legs.
It did, but it was so good.
Hey, yeah, I mean, shit, I eat kangaroo, so I try frog legs.
The fuck?
First of all, kangaroo is busting. First of all, don't
here's the
forget
thing, like everybody, like I never heard of nobody eat no goddamn.
They sell it at St. Bernardine's or Bernardino's or whatever that restaurant is downtown, like by Bank of America.
They got koala too.
I don't know.
You sit here eating kangaroo.
It tastes like a cross between venison meat and steak.
I'm just made
Deer
to
meat
sit
and
here
steak.
eating
That's what it tastes like. It's
kangaroo.
busting.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Shout out
Won't
to
eat
Little
frogs.
Joey.
Well, I guess mammals are easier to eat than.
Yeah, they are.
Real meaty.
Including us.
I'm like, that's so that's like such a random meat. I'm like, I never.
I saw it on the menu. I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
That's how I felt about
pouch meat.
That's how I felt about the frog legs, and I had them like earlier on in life, but I'm like, I don't remember how this shit really tastes, so I was like, fuck it, let me go ahead and eat it.
Yeah, man.
That shit was good. Went to a couple of comedy shows that was on there. Okay. They had one by this guy, white dude, and he was like redneck comic or whatever it is. Jokes weren't that bad. They were, pretty funny, but it was like, all right, cool. The second comic they had was this black dude, and his show was like PG. That nigga was absolutely, positively trash. Like, garbage.
I thought you gonna go the opposite way.
Fuck.
I didn't know what
No, he was trash. Super trash. Like, bro, every time he said something, bro, I was just ready to tell him. Like, dead ass,
Oh, he
bro.
said shut your bitch ass up.
Oh,
Yeah, because I'm like, bro, these jokes aren't even funny. And then, like, the shit he was saying, I'm like, I was like, bro, I'm, like, embarrassed for my people right now. Because, like, you saying some shit that's
did
just
anybody chuckle in the audience?
No. No, nobody really chuckled.
Crickets.
Well,
I mean, some
I hear
people,
as a
you know who
comedian,
laughed?
you have those days, you know? You just gotta push
You know who
through.
laughed? The white people. Because the jokes he was saying was kind of like,
For them.
not even for them. It was like making us look bad. Like, everybody got that cousin named Pookie. And I was like,
Just making fun of all the stereotypes.
yeah, I'm like,
I
nigga.
mean,
Really?
crackhead jokes be funny though.
Nah, but he wasn't even talking about he wasn't even talking about crackheads. He was just talking about like a cousin that just be doing random shit.
No.
So I was like, bro, that shit wasn't even funny, bro. Like, fuck out of here, cuz. Like, get out of here. Yeah.
Should've
I mean,
put tomato on stage.
Yeah.
You should have heckled him. Ooh, you suck.
I'm like, nigga, shut up.
Nigga, you look like Pookie.
Get out the stage.
Get the broom.
So we also went to the island. We went to Nassau, and that shit was dope as fuck. Very beautiful place. Scares the fuck out of me. Not the people, not the surroundings. I'm like, we saw the hood and all that shit, so it was like whatever. I didn't care. What scared me is how everybody fucking drives. They drive on the other side of the road.
Oh.
So when
This
they
motherfucker hasn't been to Jamaica yet.
God, of course not. So when they make left turns,
now you just see how bad.
you know how you're so used to, all right, when you're making a left, you're in the other lane, so you can see everything that's at least coming from that side. They're making lefts, and I don't see shit. I'm like,
and he's like, do
oh
they
my
honk the
God,
horn?
we really about to make this left, and we don't know if there's anybody like right
Do they honk the horn and shit?
there. Ain't nobody honked the horn. Everybody was doing like 100. I was like,
They wild as fuck.
yeah, they wild as
Caribbean driving
fuck.
is just wild as fuck.
It was funny because oh buddy, he was like, yeah, it's very Americanized, and we got a lot of stuff here. It's like we got Kentucky Fried Chicken, And
that nigga be everywhere.
Yeah, that shit was there. He like, that was the first thing to hit the island. I was like, what?
For McDonald's?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta get Popeyes first.
So then he's coming.
I know, shout out.
And then he was saying like how everything.
No Popeyes there.
No, not yet. They'll probably kill somebody else. That's when the island gonna get wild as fuck. They're like, chicken sandwich! Chicken sandwich!
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
There's a difference between
I ain't had Popeyes since they dropped that sandwich.
Yeah, there's a difference between island like fast food places though. Like in Jamaica, KFC is popping. It's different than the one up here. Like they put their own recipe and stuff in there. So.
Oh yeah, they said it's pretty standard though.
No, I mean I'm thinking Bahamas.
I've heard fast food restaurants are
American.
different in different regions. Like I heard like even the McDonald's in like China and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
they
don't
got
use like the
different
same type of meat and all kinds of stuff.
Down there, they using the same shit.
Well,
It just costs more.
Jamaica doesn't have McDonald's because they don't agree with the way they make the chicken or some shit.
Oh, you mean like when they
I don't know.
there's
Human meat?
or
This is
renee
how
it?
they do it. That's why Jamaica doesn't have McDonald's.
Oh.
But dude was also telling us because he showed us around the rum distillery, which was dope. That's when I posted that picture of that big ass fucking chicken. Like I'm not lying.
Oh, one of those big motherfuckers.
Bro, that motherfucker was as big as a goddamn dog.
Yeah.
Like seriously,
Sounds
because
like good
I
eating.
didn't see that picture, but
that nigga scared a couple of people.
like
Because he was
Leghorn type.
yes, that ass. Like the way he was walking around was like, "What's up, nigga? Like you on my yard?" I was like, "Oh shit!"
Like get off my
This
yard.
is a weird connection, but you know what other animals walk like that? Kangaroos.
Oh my god. What's with you?
But them niggas brawling.
They be like, yeah, they be having abs and everything.
Yo,
like,
shredded.
Remember that video where a kangaroo was like bouncing on somebody's window? Like, yeah, nigga, what's up? You be outside, bro? What's up?
Yeah, slap my, he like,
Jumped
slap
into
my
the window
brother.
and shit. I was like, yo.
bro, they be bamming, dog. Okay, I'm sorry.
But so like at first he was just sitting there, you know. Of course, you know we saw some white people out there like, "Oh, chicken." I'm like, man, stay away from that fucking chicken, man. Like, you chilling. So he just kind of looking at him like, "The fuck you doing? Like, fuck out of here." He made some noise like, I'm like, "Oh shit."
Can I deal with this?
So I was like, all right, this nigga wildin', bro. So we go through the whole thing, right? Mind you, the chicken was on the ground. So when we come out the other side, like, well, not the other side, but, you know, we kind of went like a shoehorn. He up on the deck now. Like, he up on the porch. So I'm like, and the porch was like steep as fuck, like all them steps. I'm like, this nigga climbed up here? And he out there by the door like.
Damn, cuz. Hey, you on my set?
Yeah, he's like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this nigga wild, bro. So, yeah.
Damn, dog.
Yeah, bro.
He's like,
He's
man,
like,
fuck this
what
shit.
coop you rep? What's up?
Exactly. Like, man, you trying to get on my hands? You want my hands, cuz? Bro, I don't want no hands.
Like, you want these claws or these paws?
Exactly. What's up? You pecking or walk? Damn, bro.
Throw
So,
your wing up, cuz.
exactly. He's like, I'm like, damn, bro. So, you know, we got back in there. You know, they took us to a little place. Yeah, you stupid. They took us to a place where we can get like little trinkets and shit like that. And then we ended up going to the rum cake factory. Not the Tortuga.
Yeah, Tortuga.
Not that one. We went to another one, which was actually pretty good. I mean, they let us try it, but I was like, you know, I want to try that Tortuga because I was like, yo, these prices for this shit, y'all kind of hitting over the head. Y'all ain't got no flavors. So did that, and then we went to the resort there, Atlantis Resort, which is beautiful. Like that shit was awesome.
And
And
out there cracking them moves.
that's just random. That has nothing to do with. Anyway. Yeah, like what the fuck
Already
is
established that.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing I can say, like, because we ended up going like the next day to an island, Princess Keys, beautiful. Like when you see the water out there, I was like, this is gorgeous. I have a video of it on my phone. I don't know if I shared it, but I'll show it to y'all when I get a chance.
Did you go to one of the white sand beaches?
It wasn't. I guess you could say that was white sand.
You know they be stealing that sand. Isn't that shit crazy?
Yeah, we see all the time.
Yeah.
Sand is $1 million industry.
Yeah,
sorry to
because they
see
used to
that.
make
Well,
concrete.
millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But
That's what makes
I should
concrete.
have stole some. But nah, man, it was just so beautiful just being out there, just sitting. Because I got in the water. T was like, she ain't really care for the water because every time the water would go over her feet while she was in the sand, she would start to sink and shit scared the fuck out of her. So she was like, I'm going back.
Damn. She Then she in quicksand?
Nah, that's what it felt like. Though. No, but that's what it felt like because it really was.
Oh, it must have been the white sand.
It was really fine.
I'm about to say because the sand back home, I mean, you sink, but
yeah,
it ain't. It's not fast. Like
that shit was
okay.
I'm like, oh shit, like, all right. So I got in there, splashed around, did my splashing.
I just see him like, hey, yeah.
Bro, hit that shit, you know. Sand, water. That's exactly how I felt when I saw that shit. I'm like, look at this beautiful water.
I can see the bottom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that a fish?
Shut up. But like I said, all in all, it was just
never been that clear.
No, it hasn't.
Never.
No, it hasn't.
All Florida Keys are decent, actually.
So, like I said, did all that, got back on the boat. All in all, it was a great trip, man. Like, I wish I could tell y'all more about it, but I can tell y'all that later. But one thing I can say that was really weird to me. So, you're on a boat, of course it's rocking. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's very still, but there's times when it's rocking. So when it's rocking, your body starts to get adjusted to the rocking. Because I don't have motion sickness, so I'm fine. But I did have headaches from time to time, and I don't know where that came from. But I was like, all right, whatever. So you get used to swaying with the motion of the boat. Cool. When we got back home, I haven't stopped moving side to side since. So I'm at work and people are looking at me like, yo, what's wrong with you? I'm like, bro, I can't stop swaying side to side.
You look like
I'm so
you
used to
know what you gotta do?
What?
Gotta play that 3-6, bro.
Oh.
I mean, going side to side.
Hey, I'm in the club.
I'm in the club, fucking Exactly. But like I said, it was
my gangster
such
days right
an
there.
awesome trip, man.
Still going.
Me and T had so much fun, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Shoot
so
niggas, you still on that
dope.
gangster shit.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't say I wanted to shoot niggas. I said I wanted to be an expert marksman.
Yeah, that's how you feel, man?
Just learn to shoot.
You got a cake.
Why is that so loud?
That's how gunshots are.
Killer cake. I shot.
Oh God.
Exactly.
Killer cake.
Oh,
Exactly.
Oh shit.
But no, one thing I can say, I'm glad to be back though. I miss you guys. I wish, y'all could have came with us because that would have been dope. It would have been a very dope experience for, all of us just to hang out, chill, and, have a good time and laugh at people because there was a lot of people for me to laugh at because, white people don't know how to act when they get on a cruise, I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, fuck that, Trump! And I'm like, the fuck does this have to do with anything?
Nothing, and it's
I'm like,
fine.
damn, bro. Like, they were
Being
wilding.
in
But,
there all the time.
shout out to, T's mom and all that shit, and my mom's husband. Like, they were awesome. Like, I genuinely enjoyed being around them. It was just refreshing to be around people like that. So, like, I can't wait until we book another cruise. But that was my week, man, in a nutshell. I have more, but I'm like, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. So
So you gonna be a daddy or?
I don't know.
That boat was swaying.
Side to side.
He was out there cruising and cruising.
You gotta drop anchor sometime.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Wowzers.
Just be careful for the coral reefs.
Oh, wow.
Ew.
What?
I was
I was gonna say,
Coral reefs, what?
Like, I don't even know what sexual reference that would be.
I'm gonna say that sounds like
Sounds way
cystic fibrosis. What the fuck?
Yeah, you sound like you talking about getting the falupas. What the fuck is those, man? I'm like, damn.
Oh God. All right.
Yeah, so what's on the docket?
What's on the docket?
Well, I can start it off.
Start it off then, G. Come on, lay it on me, champ.
Well, first of all,
Oh shit, is that Lenny? I ain't seen him on here forever. What's up, man?
Oh, that's the one that Alex used to fuss with.
Yeah.
First of all, I
Still
want
fussing.
to send an RIP out to Pop Smoke, who got murdered today tragically.
R.I.P. to that young man.
And I was just, when I got news of the story, I for those who don't know, he was murdered.
I know who he is. Why
I'm
you
talking
looking
about for
at
the
me?
audience.
Oh, okay.
I said for those who don't know.
You
Wow.
looking at me?
I know you know, kid. You are a news anchor. You like the black Connie show.
Oh, I ain't that good. Go ahead.
But
You sell yourself short, I guess.
right. But he was tragically murdered by a home invasion earlier today.
Yeah.
He was only 20 years old. I don't know the whole story. The whole, everything's just coming out. I just seen a video where he was like, I guess he had got some gifts, and he was posting it on IG or whatever. And on the tag, it had his address because he was renting a house out in California.
West Hollywood.
Right. So I guess that's how obviously the invaders knew where he was. But when I first got the news, I look at the comments and stuff, and I guess it was from like it was like Yahoo News. They sent me anytime breaking news comes, they send them right to your phone. So I kind of looked at it and looked at the comments, and of course the commenters are anonymous, but mainly the audience is probably a conservative, older white male.
Where?
Yahoo News.
Yahoo News. Okay. So of course all the comments were, nobody's going to miss him. Oh, just another rapper dead. Oh, I went to a deadly shootout and it turned into a rap concert or some shit like that. Like they were just saying all kind of shit. Basically.
I'm sorry, that was clipping.
But they were just basically like diminishing the young man's life. Like they was basically like, oh, he was a thug anyway. He was living a certain lifestyle.
The sad part is he wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of them people who were commenting don't even know nothing about him. They just hear the rap name Pop Smoke, and that he got murdered, but they automatically assume he was some kind of thug or gangster. Which even if he was, obviously he's doing rap and entertainment to get out of that lifestyle. But my whole thing is, I looked at it from a bigger picture. And I don't know what's been going on in the last couple of years, but rappers been dropping like flies, man. They either overdosing or they getting murdered. And I don't know. To me, I look at a lot of young black men or young men in general who are getting, put onto the game and making good money or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, why are rappers dying left and right? It seems like every other month somebody ODs or somebody gets murdered. And it's kind of like, I'm not going to say a dark time in hip hop, but it's like, it's obviously something's going on where that needs to change. Like something's going on where there should not be, of course, the hip hop world got rocked by the Tupac and Biggie murders. You know what I'm saying? That was obviously a high profile thing at the time. But it's like it's got to the point now where a rapper dies. It's just like okay, another one bites the dust because it happens so often. It seems like I don't know what's been going on in the hip hop. I don't know what's going on with hip hop with all these rappers just dying all of a sudden. And I seen I seen something with Gilly the Kid where he was saying he wasn't necessarily saying it about Pop Smoke situation, but he was saying a lot of cats need to watch how they move. A lot of cats go to different cities and be real thirsty for pussy and be inviting these random chicks to their crib and be trying to host all these parties with people they don't know just to be popping, put shit on IG. And a lot of these cats, they don't want to know you. They'll kill your ass and take what the fuck you got. So he was just and I appreciated what he had to say to a lot of these young cats, like, stop trying to be so popular. If you somewhere, you're there for business, take care of your business and keep it moving. Stop trying to go to these different cities and, entertain everybody, because everybody ain't there for you, what I'm saying? They don't have your best interests at heart. They'll act like they do to get close to you, but obviously they got ulterior motives, you know what I'm saying? So you were just saying from, these young cats in the rap game, athletes, entertainers, just to be careful how you move, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I feel like, are they dying more, or is it because more of them are popular now that they are dying? It just seems
it's more noticeable.
Yeah, because like everybody could be a SoundCloud rapper and you can get all these followers and stuff. But back in the day when you didn't have that, if you died in your hood, you didn't get heard outside of that. You know what I'm saying? So it could also be something like that.
Yeah, it could be a mixture of all that, but he's not a SoundCloud rapper. He's bigger than
No, I'm not saying him specifically. I'm talking about like in general, because you could be a low down SoundCloud rapper and get a lot of followers and stuff, and then if you die, a lot of people know who you are because of SoundCloud. I was just using that as an example.
Yeah, throughout the whole history of hip hop, rappers dying from Scott LaRock to Freaky Tide to Biggie and Tupac to rappers getting shot and not dying. But you have the opioid stuff going on. You have the fentanyl scenario.
Fentanyl.
You have the lean. So you have more of that. But that happens in rock and everything else. Just a matter of if you have a lot of young, that's a dynamic. You have young, successful black people, and they go out to a city and they try to throw the women there. You're not from there. You don't have the mechanism set up to protect yourself. those women have connections to somebody, whether they call them out there or they jealous of, I'm going to see this and so forth. And you see it in different documentaries. You see how, you go to a city, even in Biggie Smalls, will have 30 girls at the hotel room. And those 30 girls are connected to probably 20 guys. Yeah. And some of them might be, ill repute. So you don't know what they telling them, and that's where you get a lot of that smoke from. Yeah. Right? But if they knew where he was and the room he was in, it could have happened in any city. Like even like Eminem's boy. They shoot at them.
What you talking about? Proof?
Proof, yeah. Like they get a lot of rappers get shot at in different cities. That's
Rick Ross got shot at.
It's a common phenomenon that everybody don't get hit, but rappers
except Drake.
Rappers have security for a reason. Drake moves like kind of like smoke. Like he doesn't. Yeah. He's very like svelte with his movements. Like
you don't know if he's gonna be there. He just shows up.
Some rappers do that. He's very svelte with his overall movements, and some people know how to move like that. But rest in peace to the young god. He was great talent. I'll tell you that much. He's great talent. Kind of like a 50 Cent voice tone. So.
Yeah, he said 50 was his favorite artist.
They have the same. They almost have the same cadence.
Yeah, you can see the influences, but it's unfortunate. Such is life.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. My condolences go out to his mother and stuff and all of that. I didn't know he was 20 though. That's really young. Super duper young. Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, I woke up this morning and I kind of saw something on my phone, but I didn't pay it that much attention. And then T sent me that, and I was like, what? And I was like, damn, what the fuck? And I didn't even really get the chance to read it like that, because I was doing everything else really, but getting ready for work. And then on the way to work, me and her was talking about it, and she was like, yo, that's just wild. Like he wasn't even into no rah BS or nothing like that. Like that man wasn't active. He wasn't nothing. He was just really chill. And I was like, yo, what kills me is how, okay, you going to go rob a man. Cool.
Wait, was that the purpose to rob him? Oh, okay. Because I saw they said home invasion, but I mean, the only thing in the article that I read, they said they invaded the home and that he was shot, but I don't know if anything was taken.
I don't know. But
it's full of people too.
Yeah, but I'm just looking like what's the point of killing them? Like I'm just trying to figure out.
Unless that was the point.
Yeah, unless that was the point. And then if that was the point, I'm like, what did he do?
Right. I mean, I feel like more people are inclined to shoot a celebrity though when they break into the house. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but it seems like that's usually the case.
Well, like I said, once again, with a lot of people, I don't know if Gilly said this, but it was a comment I was reading. A lot of cats, because at first they said it was gang connected. I don't know if they have proof of that, but it might be something where motherfuckers want clout. You know what I'm saying? And they want to kill a celebrity so they can show.
That's what they get. Yeah.
Remember how when Nipsey got murdered, and it was like the same day, the next day, a guy was on IG talking about, I'm the one who killed Nipsey.
No,
you know
and then also with XX.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
That's same thing. Like, these motherfuckers is out here clout chasing, bro.
Yeah, a lot of them is out here clout chasing.
They probably didn't even steal shit.
Probably didn't. Even if that was their point, to do that in the first place, it's like, bro, if you gonna go rob them, just rob them. If that's your point, you ain't gotta kill them.
Yeah, because you can look at it like rappers, like it's been a million rappers that got their chain took. They never got murdered, and cats clout chase with their chain. Like that's common, but to actually go out and murder them, that's a whole new level. It's a little bit too much, bro.
I mean, the details haven't come out, but generally speaking, how he seemed to be moving as far as his style and everything, and his little content and where he's from. Generally speaking, if somebody runs to my house and it's one gun, you're gonna have to. I'm not just gonna let you just take my stuff. A lot of people just gonna.
And you
don't know what if he had a gun on him or whatever the case may be. There were apparently quite a few people at the house that were supposed to be friends who were detained, but no one got arrested. So it's like, I don't know how you run.
That sounds like some wild shit.
I don't know how you run into somebody run to your boy's house. He the only one
to get shot. Like nigga, how that look?
Yeah, because the dude that they originally arrested was on the scene, but they said they cleared him or whatever. Like he wasn't one of the invaders.
Here's another point that, like I said, Gilly brought up a lot of good points, but he said a lot of these young cats, what they do is they had their homeboys be their security. Oh, I seen this nigga shoot a nigga in the hood. but at the same time, he getting high and drinking like you. So he's not really.
Nah, he ain't
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you have security, they got to be sober as a gopher. You know what I'm saying? They got to be sober as a gopher. So, because like even Kevin Hart, like I remember when he was talking, he's like, I don't have my security drink. If you're gonna do security for me, you can't drink. I need you to be sober.
You gotta be alert. You gotta be sharp. Like I'm paying you to protect me.
Right. You can't focus on what's going on.
You know,
look at us with our job. Nigga, we ain't supposed to be high as fuck and drunk and shit. Like, nigga, we supposed to be on the job.
Right. So basically, if you're going to be out here doing what you do, hire professional security. Your homeboys is not real security.
Yeah.
They getting just as high and drunk as you. They not on the P's and Q's and aware what's going on.
At the same time, they're easily corrupted too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who's easily corrupted?
Your homeboys.
Oh.
Like, they might be your homeboys now, but then they realize, like, yo, you ain't going to give me no cash or something? I need some money right now.
He's 20 years old. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. They probably was smoking all day, drunk.
I'm not saying that's his situation.
It's more like the address got out. That's the problem. His address got out.
Yeah.
Anybody at 4 a.m. at 20 years old, what the fuck you doing? I know I was doing that 20 years old at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I was fucking.
And I'm not. I just finished fucking.
I was playing video games.
I'm about to start fucking.
Yeah, I hope. Hopefully.
There's fucking and drugs going on.
Yeah, I'm smoking or something. I'm sleeping like fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
That's a perfect time to come to somebody's house. 4:30, everything's been done.
Yeah.
So
it's first time to come into something.
It's unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah, that's that second round tap on the
was
show
this front door
right
not
there.
locked? That's why.
I mean, it looked like how the neighborhood was set up. Is that there wasn't much obstruction to you getting in, and if you're having a party, you know how it is. I've been to many house parties where it looked like it was like a pool in the back. It might have been it's a Saturday. What's the night? Whatever night, it don't matter with them. It's a party night, whatever it is. It's Hollywood, California. You might very well have had some shit open. You know what I mean? It's a party every night. So.
And he had just got out on bail, so he probably celebrating.
Yeah, he partying. You could walk right in that motherfucker, like
Everybody high and
but it's like that, I guess. But
That's why you see most celebrities when they do shit, it's like discreet.
Yeah.
You never hear about it. They just have parties with people they know, and that's it.
Yeah, right.
That's because they don't want no random motherfuckers to be thrown in like this, situation here. So, for all you celebrities out there, just make sure when you're on Instagram you don't post your address and shit.
I think that was definitely inadvertent.
Yeah.
I feel like this too, and me and T talked.
Just be careful.
We was like, and I told her, I was like, yo, he did exactly what you're supposed to do when you make it. You get the fuck out the hood, right?
Mm-hmm.
This man got out the hood and shit still happens. It's almost like, yo, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. If you're a certain person, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to always say like it's us that be doing that shit to each other, but it's like, bro, what sense does that even make, yo? It just seems like it's just crab in the barrel mentality. Like the fuck killing him? What is that? What do you get from that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? What do you gain? What was the end game?
Life imprisonment.
yeah.
Other than life imprisonment, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. It's like what really were you? What was the plan?
Yeah. I mean, I would say. I wouldn't put it into crabs in a barrel. I would just say like.
You don't think so?
No. Cause
Shit, that's hate, bro. At the end of the day, that's
I
hate, no matter
mean,
what.
it's like I said, it's hate, but at the same time, we use it for us, and it's like, first of all, you don't know what the racial construct the person who did it is. Anybody could get him. He just felt being in Hollywood Hills and not in Canarsie, Brooklyn, that it was an environment where he could sort of let his guard down, and you don't know where it came from. If it was just a matter of crabs in a barrel, because the vast majority of rappers, despite it all, the vast majority of entertainers, despite it all, the vast majority of actors and actresses, despite it all, don't get shot in the houses. So it's not necessarily about about crowd and a barrel mentality, but it is true that when you go out there, you're in the Hollywood Hills, you in the dream world in your mind, that you don't necessarily take the precautions you usually would take, because it's like it's all good out there. Who the fuck is coming from me out here? And he underestimated the mentality of certain people, and it's not hard to get to some people once you know that's the house, that's where you're
At
at.
the same time,
It's
like California, there's like the real hood, that's like right next door. It's like not far away. You know what I'm saying? Like Inglewood, all those kind of places, like right there.
But it could be, but again, Gastonia has the most home invasions in this vicinity. Most of those suspects are white. It's just facts. It's not my opinion. So you don't get carried away with the hood mentality because none of them necessarily come from the hood.
No, I'm not.
With an opioid crisis, things like that. A lot of things are happening that are not necessarily hood based. But I think more so just realities of being a young man. The older you get, the likelihood of you getting caught up in certain things lessens because you're not around certain people. You get older. But if I'm 21 years old and my girl and her friends going out to, because it happens a lot out there, going to some dude's party, you're going to find one of them's going to be like upset enough to go out there. That's the danger you get in when you just invite random girls to your spot. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, but it's just that alpha male mentality, right? It's more about that. Just a mentality people have, competition and all of that, which, for various reasons, which I can't go into now, perhaps white males don't have that same type of relationship with one another as far as it's not the same. It's like we're more.
I think it depends on culture most.
Yeah.
I think Russians, they might.
Yeah, I mean,
but also genetically speaking,
yeah,
we're more assertive. I don't like to use the word aggressive, but we're more assertive people.
Yeah, but if you focus on Russian shit, if you some Russian, you might.
I see them, they pop off.
They pop off.
Yeah, I mean,
but
everybody pop off.
That's more so cultural, because I
think with even certain race of white people, it still would be the same because like in Russia, that's mostly Russians there. It's not like I would say a mix like most Europeans. You know what I'm saying? Because America is pretty much like anybody white. Half of them don't even know what their heritage is. But in Russia, you can probably trace it back.
America. Oh, they definitely know what their heritage is. Most of them are German. They know that.
Yeah, and how Germans are. Anyway.
And I was gonna say, just to touch on, even when I said the crabs in the barrel mentality, I just look at it as far as like for all the rappers that we seen get killed recently, it just seems maybe crabs in the barrel is not the best term, but I'm looking at it was all seem like it come from either jealousy, hate, and all that, and that's why I use the whole crabs in the barrel. Like they don't want to see you where you're at, so instead of getting to where you're at, they're gonna go ahead and just let me end your life, so then I can be higher than instead of let me figure out what you did to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think like he was saying before, it's like we do have that the black people especially have that assertiveness and stuff like that. But I see that more so like in Jamaica as well. Cause it's even 10 times worse. That's worse, way worse than that. Like you could just be coming up and they'll kill you just cause they don't like you or some shit, and it's all the fucking time over there.
But I think it also depends on how you express that jealousy. Cause I don't want to just say it's limited to black people or what have you, but white people experience that too. They just don't necessarily. Normally, they don't necessarily like shoot you. They might destroy your career. They go about doing things differently.
Yeah.
But that's because
assassination of character. That's what they do.
But they do that because that's how they've learned to manifest that jealousy.
And I think, what do you think? Obviously, killing you destroys you.
But if you grow up in an environment where you've seen more killing, then that's how you manifest that jealousy. Yeah.
But if they can discredit you, like white people known to discredit people and ruin their careers because people don't,
you might end up killing yourself.
And that's going to lead me into our next topic too.
Okay.
Go right on to our next topic.
Suicide?
No. Because he was saying about like discrediting people's careers. Did y'all know what was going on with Johnny Depp?
No.
So Johnny Depp, and they had that motherfucker like they damn near canceled him. Like he wasn't getting no roles or nothing. I want to say it was his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend.
Oh, I think I heard.
It was the chick. She was in Aquaman.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
So she was going around saying he abused her.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that.
Like assassinated the fuck out of this character, right? Like, yo, Johnny Depp wasn't shit. He was mentally and physically abusive, blah, 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 right? And then comes to find out, yeah, she lied about all of it, right? Mm-hmm. That man lost money, you know, couldn't get no roles. I think she chopped off his fucking finger or some weird shit too. Like,
damn.
Yeah, like some wild shit happened. Like, it was a lot of wild shit that happened. I'm like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck's going on? My biggest thing was like, yo, in a situation like that, because I saw a lot of people was like, yo, she should lose some shit too, right?
Wait, who is she? Like, is she someone that carries like that kind of weight? Because I just feel like
she was just a pretty white girl
in Hollywood. Even pretty white girls, especially against other white men, normally it doesn't destroy their career. I mean, a lot of people get beat in Hollywood. Like,
have you seen today's environment?
I've seen it, but it's like
it's pretty bad.
Johnny Depp hasn't been in a movie way before the Me Too movement started. Like, he hasn't been on the scene in a while.
But I think all this stuff that was going on,
but it doesn't
like,
matter. You know?
What
I think they attacking anybody.
Amber Heard, I think her name was. They said she got ties to Harry Weinstein.
Oh wow.
So
over 100 women have ties to Harry Weinstein.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious to know, like, I guess why her word like carried that kind of weight, because it's just not something I'm accustomed to, especially against a white male.
Yeah, who's this according to? Whose story is this? Is this a Johnny Depp story?
No, this just came out that, you know, like everything she was saying was a lie. Like, I guess they looked into it or whatever it was. It just was a lie, I guess. Hold on, because I'm reading some shit like,
I actually haven't heard Johnny Depp make a statement.
Yeah, he never said anything.
About anything.
He just kind of chilled.
I mean, I thought he had like a drug problem or something. I don't know what.
Nah, he was chilling. He said he was just chilling.
Never had it.
I did too. He looked like he was on.
He definitely had a drug problem. I just thought the drug problem took over his career, like a Nicolas Cage. Like,
is that what happened to Nicolas?
He's just wild.
He's a strange dude.
I mean, by the time
he bought the house of that lady.
They said Amber Heard admits to hitting ex-husband Johnny Depp.
Oh, she admitted.
And pelting him with pots, pans,
with
vases, all type of shit. Like, yeah, she said, I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
Oh, hell no.
Like,
oh, man.
Like, Tone, like with the 33-year-old taunts Depp for fleeing the late night dust up, telling him, you are such a baby, grow the fuck up. Like, damn. It was just a lot of shit. The whole point, and I guess I'm saying, like,
she died.
Yeah, right? Like, she really just assassinated that man. Cause, like, she was saying he was out here beating her and all that shit. And whatever was going on. And he didn't get no roles or nothing. Like, I think they were supposed to do another Pirates, and they didn't do it because of all that. And a lot of people were saying, should something happen to her? Well, I mean, because I don't think anything could really happen to her, by law or anything like that.
File charges or something.
Yeah, now if you file charges, then something will happen to her. But there was a lot of people saying like, yo, it should, like, the same thing that's happened to him as far as like losing these roles and all that. Do you think that it should be reversed? A lot of people saying like, do you think there's a double standard in it? And, I just want to see.
I think it will, as far as when it comes to the prominent male, like high class male directors. They'll look at that and be like, you're a loose cannon. You know what I'm saying? They'll do that. I've seen them do that because, like, that's the same thing what happened with, what's her name? That girl in the Transformers or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Megan Fox.
Yeah, Megan Fox tried, what's his name? No. The director of Transformers, what's his name?
Michael Bay.
Yeah, Michael Bay. She tried him and he was like, I'm going to destroy your career, basically.
Yeah, you seen her not a single...
Yeah, I ain't seen her since then.
No, he made her come back for TMNT. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He allowed her to come back.
Oh yeah, she wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like I agree with y'all. I thought he was on drugs because
he was looking like he
looked
like he was going downhill. They get a little too skinny.
I just thought he just looks like that.
He played that Jack Sparrow role.
No, but when I seen that movie, and I don't know if y'all seen it, but when I seen that movie Mordecai, that might have been the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It was super trash. Outside of 50 Shades of Black, that was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It was terrible. I like Johnny Depp. What the fuck is this? Bro, you sure you alright? Because this is trash. I couldn't even make it through 20 minutes of that movie.
If y'all could zoom in on Josh's face just now, there was so much disgust.
Yeah, because I like Johnny Depp. I think he's a phenomenal actor. And when I seen that movie Mordecai, I'm like, bro, you alright, bro? Because
You wild.
I mean, but everybody gets a horrible role.
Nah, not like that.
Nah,
Not like that. If you ever see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about.
No, I mean,
Like he shouldn't have picked it. Like he should have been.
Yeah, bro. Like,
nah, that's not
you
even
need
for
some
me.
gas money or something for this role? I don't know. That shit was trash.
Never know. Maybe old girl might have talked him into it.
But as far as him, ruining his career, and as far as if the female should get repercussions, I could see that happening, but
he can sue for defamation of
yeah,
character.
he could.
I think a lot of people just kind of probably initially took her word for it because he, like you said, he didn't say anything back as a rebuttal, so they just kind of like, oh, you just, sometimes when people silent, when people accuse them of things, that's people assume that's an admission of guilt because you're not, rebuttaling what they're saying, but at the same time, you might be like, in your mind, you might be like,
against me.
the truth will come out, and I don't, it'll speak for itself. So that might have been his mind frame, like things will come out. I was falsely accused because he might have been thinking, if I rebuttal things and say this, it might add more fuel to the fire. So I'll just stay silent, let everything work its way out. Which obviously turned out to be the smart move. But initially, of course, he had to, lose some roles or whatever. So I could see him suing her for defamation of character, for lost wages or whatever.
Yeah, lost wages.
Especially if he was going to have a role in the upcoming blockbuster movie and was denied it.
Yeah.
Based on those accusations, he has a solid case, and hopefully, I would like to see him do this just to set the tone or precedent for future cases of anybody, male or female, who assassinates somebody's character where it could affect future employment opportunities. Where they lost wages, and if let's say he went through with it and won convincingly, and it ruined her career and it went in reverse, hopefully that would deter people in the future from those same actions, from based on that case. So that's what I would have liked to see happen, for him to seek litigation, so that like I said, athlete, whatever, actor, actress, any entertainment or any field, period. If somebody accuses you falsely of things that you didn't do, and you end up losing wages or employment opportunities, hopefully this will deter people in the future from doing the same thing.
I mean, but culturally, for the past few years, people have been living all kinds of accusations to people without repercussion. You don't know. There's too many X factors in the storyline. You don't know if it's true. You don't know.
But if they have her recorded though, like
he got recorded and everything.
No. She okay. Their relationship and what happened with them, that's accurate as far as we know. I'm talking about the effect of his career.
Oh,
He's not saying anything about that. So the reasons why, without knowing his lifestyle, there's a lot of reasons why actors and actresses go off the radar. Judy Garland was on heroin. She was getting roles. We don't know what the fuck he's on. So it doesn't necessarily mean because that happened, and that's actually the reason why. Because if that was
connected
dots. That was the reason why. Then they would have to just scrap Hollywood altogether. That's why I always was saying that. Like, if you want to talk about the most despicable place, look at Harvey Weinstein wasn't touched for fucking decades. They're not even covering his fucking trial. You're not seeing it on the news. They're on day 2 of deliberations. You're not seeing the same coverage as other people, which I will not mention today.
Yeah.
But Hollywood is I don't know why people think this shit is anything less than devilish. It's extremely devilish.
What's funny?
What's that?
Like Keanu Reeves, that motherfucker. Anytime they take a picture or video of him, he's like this. He puts his hands in the
bro.
the camera.
He a different breed. He still live in New York.
He's
he
like,
ride the subway.
I ain't touch nobody. He's
in his own lane.
You want to talk about the?
And he look healthy as fuck
yeah,
too.
Like, I'm chilling.
We want to discuss I need to discuss the Dwayne Wade scenario.
Shit. What I tell you earlier?
Are you afraid of the topic? I'm
not afraid of the topic.
I mean, all over.
I'm just gonna keep it all the way funky. I don't care what that man does, man. Him and his child, I don't care. Yeah. That shit don't affect me. I don't care.
That makes sense. Put like this. If he didn't put his life out on Front Street, then I could agree with that. And if I didn't think that sports stars and sports were not used for the larger society, then I would also think that. But since I know that's not true, the most notable examples would be LeBron James decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
July 8th, 2010. You think that was happenstance? You think LeBron James?
What's that?
When he went to Miami and said, I'm taking my talent to South Beach, right?
And people was like burning his jersey.
You really think LeBron James set up so that every news station covered it? Please. The reason they did that was because the Oscar Grant decision was coming out that very time, not only the same day, but the same time that was broadcast, to undermine the reaction of that. Also, you look at Len Bias's death. When Len Bias died, Ronald Reagan used his death to initiate crack laws that affected 99% black people at that time. They use these athletes for certain purposes. So my point is that the danger of it is, which is fine. If it was his child, but you don't, it's his child. Our children, you should support your children in their decisions, but not a fucking 12-year-old. They've been doing this for 2 years now. This has been an ongoing story that's been going on for 2 years. So my thing is that when you have a child, then you're sexualizing a black child. Because I guarantee you this. I can name 5 black boys that are dressed as girls now, but you can't name one celebrity white male child that's dressed as a female. Not one. If you can, let me know. I can name 5 at the top of my head. So there's a reason for that. It's not just, let that child do it. Yeah, I think the child should be whatever he wants to be, but there's no way a 3-year-old knows about trans. My children don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? And the fact is, he just got his boys. The questions he should be asking would be, what were they exposed to, right? What chemicals? What people don't know is that when they're in the womb, chemicals that we consume every day, bisphenol A, for example, BPA free, right? So BPA, which is in everything from paper plates to soda pop, it's not that the child's drinking the shit. If the mother drinks the shit, it changes the child. It changes the brain chemistry. It changes things in the womb. So it's also about, well, what was the mother doing? What was the mother, the biological mother, what is she saying? So it's not just that he's being pushed out there, objectified for people. That's not what you do to a child. He's being exploited as a child. Why wouldn't that not be a private thing you and your family deal with? And do you really think you need to cut off somebody's genitals at 12? What happened to Bruce Jenner? He's 60-something years old. What did he say after changing or saying, I want to be a female? What did he do? He said, I don't want to be a female anymore. He's 60-something years old.
Wait, he not Caitlyn no more?
No, he's not. You haven't seen him. So my point is that
I missed all of this.
Yeah, you haven't seen him? He did a whole
You gotta
spread.
get that Female of the Year award back.
Yeah,
They gotta get that shit back.
That shit back, bro.
I mean,
Get that shit back.
flip flopping now.
Pick a lane, nigga. Pick a lane.
He'll flip flopper trying to get back that.
Yeah.
What's his name?
You haven't seen him. Like for example, my daughter who's 13 now said, I like boys, but I saw a girl and it just made me feel like almost like a boy. Like when I see a boy, I was like, okay, well, you have many feelings.
Okay.
Your sexuality is something you're gonna be working out. You don't know everything. You have to really allow them to share what they feel.
Yeah.
But also know that this is not a fixed thing at 12. And you want to keep them as innocent as possible, meaning transsexual at 12, with being a woman. What is a woman? How you define that? Right? Can a man produce it? Because they say it makes sense doesn't mean it makes sense in the real world.
Yeah, almost like, when you think you're in love at those ages.
You fucking know.
Yeah.
You talked about that last week.
Yeah.
The child dating for a semester, that shit feels like 5 years to me.
Yeah.
What the fuck does he know about anything about that? That's the problem I have. Not that he's not able to be a young man. Let him do that in private. Why do we have to know that? And why is that? Why is he on tour for that shit? You know what I'm saying? There's always an agenda with that. Trans, like for example, man in I think Missouri was in jail for pedophilia. Mm-hmm. He said, I'm going to have a sex change, and he was released. Mm-hmm. Another man said, I identify as a female, as a 8-year-old girl, So the fact that I molested an 8-year-old boy should be turned around, and they're literally dealing at that in court. So my biggest point is that when they do things like that, and all law is precedent, you're dealing with the normalization of pedophilia now. You're not just dealing with trans or a boy able to explore sexuality. You're dealing with the stepping stones to get there. And these are the stepping stones. Not because I'm just making it up in my own head, because I've seen this happen again and again in different ways. I know how they think. You understand? They don't just put these athletes out there for nothing, because you could put anything out there. You could promote anything you want. Why is sexuality such a big deal? Like the Lizzo shit. Lizzo was not empowering anybody. A black woman invented GPS. A black woman invented the touch-tone telephone, fax, everything else. A black woman invented hologram technology. A black woman invented the fucking online video, gifts, and all that shit is a black woman. A black woman being naked is empowering now? It's ridiculous. Because you go from Coretta Scott King to Queen Latifah to fucking Nat, a Juilliard trained artist has to promote her body for what? It's not something I want to show my daughters. You understand? Mm-hmm. So the messaging is fucked up. The feminism that women are showed today is wrong. They don't know Francis Cress Wilson is. They know nothing about Shirazad Ali for the most part. They know nothing about Queen Afua for the most part. They don't know anything about Jewel Pugman for the most part. They know a more lower vibration woman that they promote and put out there. You don't hear about Dr. Shirley Jackson. Why not? The solar cell, the fucking caller ID, the fucking touch-tone fax telephone is all her. Have you ever heard her name before? Did Oprah put her on her show? She's still alive? No, why not? Because they promote what they want to fucking promote. You understand? So that's my point. Why is he promoting that? For what? That's private. Like Boozy said, if the boy want to be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut a dick off, son. You know what I mean?
I'm about to say,
you know what I mean?
I don't think Boosie's the first or last person anybody should be quoting at the moment, but I get...
Why not? He's a father of 8. Why not?
I get what he's saying.
He's right. Let the boy be gay. But don't promote it.
I see where you coming from. You looking at it more.
It's a lot to unpack here.
Coming from a parent's, you looking at it. You know, you're a parent, so of course you gonna look at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And big picture.
And I can see how people can look at, Dwayne Wade, promoting a certain agenda or whatever, going on different talk shows or whatever. Be honest, what I get from Dwayne Wade, well, what I would like to know is, first of all, how does the mother feel, about that? We haven't heard from her, or how she feels. I would also like to know if, Dwayne Wade would be okay with older men all of a sudden being attracted to his younger daughter, I guess at this point. When it comes to that point where if your daughter is 15 and there's a 17-year-old boy or 18, are you going to be cool with them being sexually, I don't know, but that's private. That's what it goes on there. I just look at it like, we already went down this rabbit hole before where you know how I feel about it. I think obviously I feel like it's too young to be making those kind of decisions as far as sexuality or whatever. But things like I was listening to a podcast like Urban X and things, and from Black Dot, and he said things that are natural and normalized are two different things. For instance, chicken is natural, but chicken nuggets are normalized. It's not natural, but we eat it anyway. When you can go to a farm. Show me where a chicken nugget is. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no chicken nuggets on no farm, but it's normalized. So, that action is not natural. For a 12-year-old to be looked at as a female all of a sudden, but it's normalized in our society. So it's just things that you could look at as an agenda, or people. I'm at the point now where people just living their life. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess if you look at it as a parent, you feel like it affects your children. So I look at it differently because I'm grown, I don't have no children, so it's like whatever you do is what you do. Yeah. I'm doing me and I'm gonna live my life. You live your life. But as a parent, maybe I might perhaps look at it differently because I would feel like maybe there's an agenda to kind of normalize things in children in general that may affect my child where they think because this other child is doing it, I can do it. Where even though it's not accepted in my household or whatever, well, they doing it and they putting it out there, so I can do it. I can see how a parent could look at it like that. But me as a grown adult with no children involved in my life, I just look at it like, you doing you and I'm gonna do me. So that's just how I
see. I think part of the problem is everybody's trying to predict the future, right? So
Oz always starts in such a weird place, but you bring it back though. But
I'm about to bring it back.
I'm about to say, I want to see where you going with this.
I'm about to bring it back.
Nigga Adonis.
Yes.
Because if you look at how everybody's trying to do this, right? Mm-hmm. They believe that in the future their child possibly might not want to be what they chose, like when they were 12. You know what I'm saying? Say they want to be a girl at 12. What's going to happen in their future, right? Yeah. Or opposite way, you don't know if that them making that decision at 12 is going to be good for them in the future. Everybody's trying to predict that. You know what I'm saying? But we will never know until they actually get to that future. Until we see what happens in 10 years, if they regret the decision that they made or if they are cool with it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way and this is happening, seems like it's happening at this time and around that age range a lot now, right? Whereas before, I mean, you might have had a couple cases of it happening, but it's more prominent now. So a lot of, children at a young age are trying to get the surgery and parents are putting them through surgery and stuff. But I think that only thing that will tell us how this affects society is, by waiting for the future to happen.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because I think it'll be a case by case. Because because one person.
Joe, what you got to say, damn it? Go ahead, give me some.
Yeah, we got it.
I just want.
We got about 3 minutes. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. I ain't.
His is about to be
shit. I'm going on vacation again, man. Fuck this.
Good. Nah, okay, go like this. So, bam. It's not about predicting the future, really. It's not really about anything other than, not just as a parent, but my point is that you have to deal with the legal ramifications of something. They always use black people to promote an agenda for other people's interests. From the suffrage movement, you gotta just be a student of history. The suffrage movement used black women like Ida B. Wells to get their agenda across. The LGBTQ movement uses black people again, because you don't see white parents of any type, famous or not, putting their sons out there wearing dresses. Just don't. Unless you can name one, let me know. They're just not out there. They're using this for a further cause, meaning in three fronts. Legally speaking, to normalize pedophilia, for one, right? To promote this agenda. The language they're using is very, very, it's not like he's coming out there without a script. Transsexual used to be the word. Now it's just trans, because you can't put sexuality on a person that young, because they know that will sexualize them, and really shouldn't be having sex at that age. So they're very careful with the language. It's about a language war, not just a war of anything else. So it's about the language front, the precedent front, and then you have the legal front. On top of that, they're trying to put it into schools. This is not me predicting the future. This is what's happening right now. Teaching, I don't know, whenever you guys do have children, do you want your children learning that in school? Whether you think they should live their life or not. That's the problem. I think he should live his life. I have gay relatives. I don't judge them, but I surely don't know anybody that said that shit at 10 and exercising that at 10 to 12 years old. They're not having sex yet. Now you're grown, you want to make that decision, fine. But you wouldn't even let them choose what the fuck, like, I wouldn't even let a 12-year-old be in charge of my magazine subscriptions. Like, they don't know enough for anything else. That's a big deal in their life. So
yeah, as far as responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility and all of that. Let them deal with that. Like I said, all the people I mentioned and the inventions I mentioned, they don't focus on any of that in our world. You don't hear it. You always think it's some Japanese shit. The fucking video game console, we invented that shit as well. Everything in this technological world was us, and that's not no ancient Egyptian shit. That's right now, but they don't give it to it. Silicon Valley doesn't acknowledge us. You think of computers and cell phones. You think of Bill Gates. You think of Steve Jobs. You don't think of us. You know the IBM computer. Guess what? Another black man did that. The fucking pacemaker, a black man invented that. My point is the messaging about building a nation. Now, but unless you're saying me, you will never have children. It may not matter to you as much, but it still should matter based on precedent. Just like all of this, these cases of, if I say so, you did it. Like the Kobe shit. Got exonerated, never went to court, never got tried, but he's still questioned after death. Rick James sued for $50 million. He's been dead, either killed or they went to jail. So I'm not for rape or any sexual violence, but you better know what they did. I told you about my niece who was assaulted, but it was more like consensual as far as, she didn't necessarily get physically raped, but the dude was older. My friends wanted to kill him. I asked her, did he forcibly do it? Met my niece we met. She told me, he didn't force me, he didn't touch me, he didn't hit me. So I said, you know what, don't kill him. But we did. He served 3 years for the fact that he was a lot older than her. So I'm not for any of that. But my point is, it's still dangerous to just say, okay, I feel like this without proof, without evidence. 30 years later, it just sets up a bad precedent, and it's always going to affect black people more. That's what I'm saying. Not about predicting anything. I just know, historically speaking, this is the road we're going to go down.
No, I wasn't saying anything about predicting that. I was just talking about people and just the way society thinks about, children and being transgender and stuff like that. I wasn't talking about that.
It's a new thing, but my thing is that either way, children cannot make that decision for themselves. They're not the leaders of that decision, like Dwayne Wade was trying to say. He's not teaching you shit. He's still 12. He can talk to you about how he feels, but what does he know about being a woman? What does he know about sex? And what? And if he does, let's talk about what the abuse he might have suffered. I don't know. Either he was abused or he wasn't. But if he wasn't abused, what does he know about sex? What? You're shit. What I know about sex 25 is nothing compared to what I know at 40 or 45. What do you know at 12? I just don't. Doesn't make sense to me. And again, if it was private, that's private. But he's making it public. He's making it public, not me.
First of all, no. I can't deal. Yeah, so when I heard the story, I was like, not my child, not my problem. So I've intentionally not looked at anything. On Facebook, anything that has to do with Dwayne Wade, hide.
Exactly.
And so now I don't see shit because I just that's not a part of my conversation.
Yeah.
At all. I don't want to make it a conversation. Yeah. I don't care to make it a huge deal. I don't even think it should be national news or any of that.
Yeah.
Just don't. So. Cool.
Well, great episode, guys. Great episode. It was good to be back. I'll tell you that. This was definitely what I needed today.
Oh, you gonna go to work happy now?
Oh, I'm out for the next couple of days, so it's okay.
Oh.
No, I needed to be around some familiar. You know what I'm trying to say, familiar. Yeah. Shit like this. Plus, it's been a while. And we felt like I was out there for years. It's some weird shit. It's weird. I felt like I was gone from society. Good to be back. Thanks, Joe.
Always your pleasure.
Did you say always your pleasure? Oh, I like that. I'm about to use that. Always your pleasure. I'm about to use that shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So, this was episode 137.
Oh, we got the one from last time wrong. Okay, 137.
What y'all thought?
I thought we said 136.
We said 135.
Y'all can just go on Anchor and look.
Yeah, we're about to do that.
What the f?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Really? Alright, that's what's up.
I don't know. I wasn't here. So.
I got time to look. I'll be looking at the money we make. But yeah, this was Sean, Mr. NJ Brick City.
Just Kia.
Oh my bad. Joe Cool and
Any hardware?
No time.
Bro,
Had to do it.
no, you didn't.
You weren't here last week.
I don't care.
The Wizard of Oz.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Bye, y'all.
This is the UNFAMOUS Podcast, guys. Thanks for listening.
Ears are itching. I hope it's not
Why
that.
you ended with that shit?
I mean, somebody talking about you.
Oh yeah. Oh, they talking about
Yes.
sending me some money.
Whatever, right?
That was my grandma.